In the previous video, I walked through the entire problem. This is regarding chi-square test of homogeneity. We have 1,000 sample from a college, and then there are two variables, a pet preference and gender, males, female. Do they prefer to have a dog, cat, other pet, and no pet? And then out of 1,000 people, 200 of them are female and prefer to have the dog. 140 of them are female and prefer to have a cat. And then 63 are female and prefer to have no pet. And then in this table, we have a column total, and then we have a row total, and then we have a table total. So we add them either way to get a table total. And then I show you this computation and then show you how to get every single number in the expected frequency table. The observed frequency is from the data, expected frequency is from your computation. And then I use this formula to calculate the chi-square test statistics, and then I draw a graph, and then I use this calculator command from a TI-84 graphing calculator to compute the p-value. And then alpha is 5% since the p-value is inside of the rejection region, which is the 5%. So we have this p-value inside of this rejection region. So therefore, I reject H0, and then now we believe HA, and then this is my conclusion. So it looks like males and female in college, they have different preference when it comes to selecting a pet. Now, the purpose of this video is to do a calculator walkthrough. Okay, follow me. On the next page, I will explain how I got every single screenshot. Okay, are you ready? I have my graphing calculator right in front of me. Okay, the first place that you have to go is right here. So how do I get that? So for this page, for the first screenshot, you have to click the second key, and then you have to click this key. There is a key is x to the -1. This is for matrix because there is a blue word matrix right on top of this key. So second x -1, and then you will go to edit. I know you go to edit. Let's say this is your first time doing this. Hey, you may ask me, hey, I don't have these things. You don't need to. I need you to go to second and then x -1, go to edit. I don't care what you have right here. So whatever these numbers are, or you have nothing, it doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. I don't care what numbers you have. That is not going to affect anything. And then could you simply select matrix A? So select matrix A. Yes, you are not going to have this right now, and then they are asking for a dimension. So this is a 2x4 matrix because we have 2 rows, females and male, and then we have 4 columns because there are 4 preference. And then can you type 2 and then by 4? You type 2, click enter, and then you type 4, and then click enter, and then they will show you A boxes. And then what you have to do is you have to input the givens. You have to input the data. Okay, when you input the data, you input the joint preference only, no total. You don't need to do the total. The calculator will do the total in the background. You only need to report the joint frequency, 2x4. All right, so you put the joint frequency in matrix A. All right, and then after you are done, how do you exit? So after you are done, you can do this to exit. You click second, and then you click the mode key to exit, second key, and then you click the mode key to exit. This exit means second mode, you quit, you go back to the home screen. And then for the next screenshot, how do you go to the test? How do you go to the test? You need to click the stats key. There is a stats key in your calculator. You need to click stats, and then you need to go to test, and then you need to perform a chi-square test, just like what you see on the picture. Stat test, and then you perform a chi-square test, and then now they will ask you for an observation and then an expectation. Let me go there, stat test, and then I will have to do a chi-square test, not GOF. GOF is for goodness of it. Chi-square test, and then let's say I don't have this matrix A. How do I type the matrix A? Okay, if you want to input matrix A, B, C, or D, what you need to do is you need to go to second. Let's say you don't have A and B. You need to go to second. You click the second key, and then you click the x to the -1 key, and then you are in the names. In the names, can you choose matrix A? Because you input some information to matrix A. What about the rest of the matrix? You may say, okay, I don't have this in my calculator. Don't worry, okay? Don't worry about it. Don't worry. You don't need to take a single action for those numbers, or even though there is nothing. I need you to input matrix A. Okay, so for matrix A, and then you click enter, and then it will say you choose matrix A. And then what about matrix B? Do we need to prepare anything in matrix B? Do I need to just go to matrix B and then prepare a blank matrix? No. The answer is no. All right. So what I did in here is this one, you can select matrix B. This is for selecting matrix B, and then you can click the cursor, and then now the cursor is going to be flashing on the matrix B. And then when the cursor is flashing on the matrix B, so what you have to do is you go to second again, and then you click the X to the -1 to go to the matrix menu, and then you are in names, and then you choose matrix B. But you may not have 2x4. You may have 3x5, 6x6. I don't care. I only need you to choose matrix B. Whatever this number is, this 2x4 or the rest, I don't care. Okay, we don't care, because all we need is a matrix A. You put matrix A into the test, and then the test will handle the matrix B for you. You don't need to do anything. All right. Okay. And then there are two options. You then either click calculate. So if you click calculate, then they will show you this menu. Calculate, you get the chi-square, and then this p-value. What is this p-value? This p-value is 1.24 times 10 to the -5th power, which is way less than alpha. Okay, I'm going to zoom back in, which is way less than the 5% alpha, and then therefore you reject H0. You reject H0, and then now we believe HA. And then what about the draw? If you click draw, you can choose color for TI-84 plus CE, and then they will draw the chi-square graph. And then why is this p-value equals to 0, but this p-value is not equal to 0? The reason is you start at 0, okay? And then the 25, that is so far to the right. Okay, so far to the right. You can't even see it. This, I believe this is 1, 2, and 3. 25 is so far away to the right. And then chi-square is always right-sided. So you have a cut that is so far to the right. And then this is your little p-value. That's why the region is so small, you can't even see it. So they will say the p-value is nearly 0, which is happy, because this small p-value is less than alpha. Then we have a very strong evidence. What evidence? We collect data. That is our evidence. Our evidence is so strong to go against the H0. That's why when the p-value is so small, we can reject H0 and then believe HA. So small p-value, we are happy. 0. We are so happy with that, because that is a very strong evidence to say, hey, H0, we need to reject you. And then now I believe HA. Okay, that's what happened in here. And then where is my expectation? Well, if you want to see the expectation, you need to go to a second, and then you click the X, the -1 key, and then you go to edit. And then now you need to take a look at B. So now in B, I know it was not 2x4. It was nothing. Or maybe it was 6x6, 10x10. We don't care. Now it is 2x4, because you put the matrix B in this slot. Once you click calculate, you are asking the calculator to perform the computation and then store the result in matrix B. So it is the calculator's responsibility to open up a matrix B, make it 2x4, and then put the result in there. Just like somebody will take out a piece of paper, cut it up in a place that you like, and then put the numbers in there for you. So the calculator did that for you, and then this is exactly the same as, I did approximate that, and then this is exactly the same as what I have in here. So when, let's say you are doing your homework, let's say online homework, they are sensitive with the decimal places, you can use the cursor. I believe that you can use the cursor. Just click left, right, up, down, and then this one, they will show you a more precise approximation. And then how many digits do you need to keep? How many decimal places? Well, read the problem. I believe this is a number of people. They should ask you to report the result in the nearest integer, because number of people. You cannot have 200 232.4 people. That makes no sense. It's either 232 or 233. You cannot have 0.4 people. All right, so this is all the calculator techniques that you will need for a chi-square test of homogeneity. All right, I will see you all in the next video.